Hello everyone, welcome back to the new lecture. So in this lecture, we'll discuss the clean room standards and regulation. After the end of this lecture, you would be able to understand the ISO 14644 clean room standards. Then we'll discuss the GMP regulation and then we'll show you about FDA regulation. So let's start. So clean room standards and regulation ensure that clean room environment meet specific requirement for air cleanliness, contamination control and operational efficiency. So here we'll discuss each standards in detail. So first of all, we'll show you the ISO 14644 clean room standard. So we'll show you the overview. What is actually ISO 14644 clean room standard? So their overview. So ISO 14644 is the most widely recognized international standards for clean room environment. It provides a framework for the classification, design and monitoring of clean rooms and associated control environment. The standard is divided into several parts, each addressing different aspects of clean room management. Okay, so these are the overview of ISO standards. Next, let's see ISO 16441. It is the standard for the classification of air cleanliness. So this part of the standard classifies clean room based on the concentration of airborne particles. So the classification ranges from ISO class 1 to ISO class 9. Already I have discussed each class in detail in the previous lecture. Okay, so ISO class 1 allow only 10 particles per cubic meter of air for particles greater and equal to 0.1 micron. And ISO class 5 common in pharmaceutical production, which allow 3520 particles per cubic meter for particles greater and equal to 0.5 micron. And then ISO class 7 used in electronics manufacturing, which allow 3,52,000 particles per cubic meter of particles greater and equal to 0.5 micron. Okay. Now let's see the ISO 14644 standard, which is the standard for testing and monitoring. So this part of this standard provide guideline for the testing and monitoring of clean room to ensure they maintain the required air cleanliness level. Okay. It includes requirement for regular testing, including particle counting, and outlines procedure for maintaining compliance. Okay. Then next we have a ISO 14643 to ISO 1464460. So these part cover various aspects of clean room design and operation, including testing method, surface cleanliness and equipment certification. For example, ISO 14643 focuses on test method for determining clean room performance. ISO 14644 provides guidance on the design and construction of clean rooms. Okay. And ISO 9 cover classification of surface particle cleanliness. So here few example is given. Now we'll show you the second regulation, like GMP regulation, means good manufacturing practice. So their overview first we'll see. So this good manufacturing practice, or in short you can say GMP regulation, are guidelines that ensure products are consistently produced and controlled according to quality standards. Okay, so GMP is particularly crucial in the pharmaceutical, biotechnology and medical device industry. The regulation cover all aspects of production from raw material to finished product. Okay. Here the next is given here, EU GMP standard, means the European GMP guideline. So remember, the European Union GMP guidelines are widely used in the pharmaceutical industries. Okay, so these regulations are legally enforceable and ensure that products are produced to the highest quality standards. Key aspects include clean room classification. This European Union GMP align closely with ISO 14644 classification. Okay. Second, operational standards means EU GMP required strict control over personnel, processes and environmental condition in clean room to prevent contamination. Then documentation, detailed record of all operation including cleaning, maintenance and environmental monitoring are mandatory here. Okay. Next is US GMP means United States. So in the United States, GMP regulations are enforced by the Food and Drugs Administration. Okay, so FDA GMP guidelines are part of the Code of Federal Regulation, specifically 21 CFR parts 210 and 211 for pharmaceuticals. So 21, here it is given now. 21 CFR part 211. Actually this section outlines current good manufacturing practices in manufacturing, processing, packing or holding of drugs. It includes requirement for facilities, equipment and control to ensure product safety and efficacy. Then validation means the FDA. Okay, FDA means Food and Drugs Administration places a strong emphasis on the validation of clean room environment, including the validation of HVAC system to ensure they consistently produce the required cleanliness level. Then finally, we'll see the third one, FDA, Food and Drugs Administration Regulation. Their overview first we'll discuss here. The FDA regulates clean room environment primarily within the pharmaceutical, biotechnology and medical device industry in the United States. The regulation ensures that products are safe, pure and effective. The FDA regulations are aligned with GMP practice but also include additional guidelines specific to certain products and processes. Okay. So these are the overview of FDA regulation. So in that, first we'll discuss 21 CFR Part 820 means Quality System Regulation. So this regulation generally include what? Requirement for clean room environment where medical devices are manufactured, ensuring that they are free from contamination and defects. Is it clear? Second, we have a environmental monitoring. So this environmental modeling means the FDA required that clean room environment be monitored regularly to ensure that they meet the required cleanliness standards. So this include monitoring airborne particles, microbial contamination and other environmental factors that could impact product quality. Then we have a sterility testing. So for sterile product, the FDA mandates sterility testing to confirm that the product are free from viable microorganisms. So this involves testing both the final product and the clean room environment. For example, a medical device manufacturer producing surgical instrument would need to comply with FDA regulation, including 21 CFR Part 820. So this would involve maintaining a controlled clean room environment, regular environmental monitoring, and through documentation to ensure that the instruments are sterile and safe for use. Okay, so this is all about the Food and Drugs Administration regulations. Now here we'll show you the key difference between ISO, GMP and FDA standards. Okay. So ISO 14644 generally focuses on the classification and design of clean room, providing a global standard for cleanliness level based on airborne particle concentrations. And GMP, European or United States, both. GMP provide broader guideline for manufacturing practices, including clean room environments with a strong emphasis on product quality, safety, and consistency. And GMP is legally enforceable and often industry specific. Okay. Next is FDA regulation. So in the US, the FDA enforces GMP regulation with additional requirement specific to certain product, particularly pharmaceuticals, biotechnology product, and medical devices. So the FDA also required more extensive validation and documentation. Okay. So this is the main difference between ISO standards, GMP, and FDA regulation. So now the topics which we have covered today. First, we have discussed in detail about the ISO 14644 clean room standard. Then we have discussed the GMP regulation. After that, FDA regulation. Hope all of you enjoy the session. See you in next one.